It is currently 37 degrees in Dublin, Ireland. Thank you.
Wait, don't go in there. He's doing his podcast.
Hello, everyone. It is the 25th day of April, and this is the 15th episode of the Successfully Failing podcast. Danny up in the house with your boy Xavier.
Yo, what's happening, yo?
Man, sound more convincing, bro. The 5 people are listening.
Oh.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah.
Say hi, Chris. Okay, whatever. Anywho, yeah, so we got some stuff to talk to you guys about. As usual, we've got NBA playoffs. We've got some video game talk. We've got a little... Yeah, never mind. That's not even worth talking about. We've got some big NFL news. And we're going to talk about some movies. Alright, so before we get into that, how was your day, X?
Same old.
Damn, you don't do anything exciting?
Nah, man. The only thing, yeah, just a little bit. Read a little comic books, if that's exciting enough for the 5 people that are listening.
What did you read?
You know, I was reading some Justice League, Rebirth 1.
Fancy.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, the volume?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I played some MLB The Show, played some Persona.
Damn. See, look at that. You had a productive day, man.
Nice little day off. As usual, nice little day off. That's what I do.
Over here acting like you had the most boringest day, and you had a day full of excitement and comics and video games and no work.
Oh well.
You didn't have to get soaked outside of coming here.
Yeah. Oh well.
Chris's day was great, right? Yay. Anywho, yeah. See, he's too busy turning up back there. There was nothing worth talking about in my day, so yeah. But anywho, let's kick things off with some NBA playoffs recaps. NBA playoffs recap. There you go, proper English. Excuse me. So, first game, Bucks Raptors. Raptors win. Raptors lead series 3-2. Actually, nothing there to talk about outside of that ridiculous jam by Powell. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
No, I think he had 2. But that was it. Wizards and Hawks. The Hawks won. They tied up the series. Dwight Howard took over. Dwight Howard looks like he's it's funny because they had an interview with Joe Jesus, the real Joe Jesus, after the game, because now he's with the Hawks. He signed with the Hawks in one of those off-season signings or whatever.
Okay.
So they were talking to him in Spanish, and then Dwight Howard and Bazemore were there just like laughing for some reason. I don't know why. And then after the interview was conducted, Bazemore just goes, "See." It's funny shit, man. But so your boy Joe Jesus getting some recognition by the media over there. Warriors swept the Blazers.
Out of there.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that was really it for the playoff recap. We got some lingering New York Knicks news.
Oh.
I really didn't want to get into this shit because, like I said the other day, we had the whole entire summer, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of Phil Jackson bullshit popping up. But one thing I've been seeing the last couple of days is some stuff about Porzingis. Now he had a interview with I think it was a Latvian magazine or some shit like that out there, and they apparently he came out and said that he wants to be Knick forever. He wants to play in New York forever, but most importantly, he wants to win. Now, of course, the media is gonna go and take that out of context. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, he could very well leave.
We heard this before. Everybody said they want to be a Knick forever. And look, they don't even last 2 years and they're
Well,
gone.
yeah, but the thing is too, it's like not everybody's LeBron, not everybody's and the thing is the guys that we've had like uh, they weren't as quote unquote important as Porzingis because right now I mean, we don't know what the future holds for KP, but it is kind of promising. I mean, when was the last time we had a draft pick that really stood out and made an impact the way he has?
Well, we had somebody who wasn't a draft pick, and his name was Jeremy Lin, and look how that turned out.
Oh,
He
well.
said he wanted to be a Knick for life. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
this dude took money, and I mean he ran, but I don't know. Like I'm not saying I think he's gonna stay, but he could very well leave. But the whole thing is that like with the media, it's like they nowadays if you have one bad season or you don't win the finals with one team, all of a sudden that player in their eyes wants to leave because of guys like LeBron. And not everybody's like him. Not everybody is gonna bounce around the way he did. Some people will suffer because they want to see that team that they rose with at least try to make it to the promised land. And yeah, it's a crazy situation. It just annoys me that all of a sudden everybody thinks that because he said he wants to win, and the Knicks are not really known for success. We had little spots here or there, but things could change. It seems bleak because we're used to it, but things could change.
Shit ain't changing anytime soon.
Listen, Chicago,
Hey,
the Cubs didn't win a championship for 100 and something fucking years, 108 years. That changed. The Boston Red Sox, what was it, like 80 years before they won their last championship? I don't think it's gonna take that long. But the thing is, if it's I don't know, like even if he doesn't win a championship, for example, they could still be a good team.
With these days looking, I don't think that any. It's just going to be a circus all for like a good decade. That's what I'm foreseeing.
It could be.
I would say Isaiah Thomas situation again, but at least Isaiah Thomas tried to do something. He just struck out on everything he did, but he at least tried.
It's
but
funny
look at
because
this.
he tried. He gave up a little too much, but then you have a guy who's not giving up anything, keeping our draft picks, but he's not making enough. Like there has to be a medium.
Letting coaches just
Yeah.
pass by and everything.
But Porzingis, think about it realistically. Barring any injury, his career is going to be at least 15 years or so. So barring any injuries, Phil Jackson is only here for another 2 more years.
I feel that Porzingis, he could have done so much more. He could have done so much more.
He could have. You could blame a lot of that on Rambis too, because at least
on the system, I feel he could have done so much more. But hey, that's just me. I'm just a Chicken Little Knick fan, so sky is always falling every damn day.
I mean, I just look at it like this. All right, if Phil is going to fulfill his contract, it's only 2 more years, and like I said, Porzingis.
2 long ass years.
Yeah, it may be 2 long ass years, but
he's saying only 2 more years. Like that shit's gonna be. It's 2 long ass years.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, Porzingis, he's gonna have a long career. Like I said, barring any injuries. So he becomes a free agent in like 2 years, right?
Something like that.
So yeah, it's right around the same time. So at that point, I don't think they're gonna bring back Phil. It's bad enough he's staying, but at least from what it seems like, Dolan will probably let him go when his contract is up.
But Dolan said something. Well, it kind of makes sense. Like if I let Phil Jackson go, who's gonna want to work for me? Who's gonna want to work? Who's gonna want to take the job?
Yeah, I mean,
now he's basically stuck, so to speak. But
yeah. You never know. There are some people out there that will.
Allen Houston would take the job.
I think he should. I've
Allen
been saying that
Houston
for a
would
while.
take the job. I mean,
he's right there, and
Mills will take. Steve Mills, as much as I don't like him, he will take to be an interim guy.
I think the best guy is Houston, because Houston has some well, he's the president of basketball operations in the D League, right?
I mean, he's still under the wings of whatever, but I think he's been there long enough. But like I said, I don't know.
I mean, well, look at the talent he's dealt with.
Anything better than Phil.
Yeah, and the thing is too, if I'm not mistaken, Houston and Dolan have a pretty good relationship. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing as far as Allen Houston possibly being that dude, and he's not going to cost anywhere near what Phil cost. So, but I mean, back to the whole KP thing, he could leave. Anything's possible. There's a lot of shit that could happen in these next 2 years. But my thing is that just like automatically, I know the Knicks are not that successful, but hey, he wants to win. That doesn't mean he wants to leave. Maybe he just wants them to build the right team around him. And if you look at the players we've had, it's the players are not the problem. Outside of some people here or there, it's really the whole Phil trying to force feed everybody the triangle shit. Like if you just let Hornacek coach with the guys we've had, with Brandon Jennings and Derrick Rose.
Shit, Hornacek is just a puppet. He's a coach by proxy, and he's running the triangle exclusive. The triangle that everybody loves. He's running it exclusive.
I think he's just like he don't want to lose his job. You don't want to. It's kind of like you get blacklisted. Like he could go against. I know this is probably not the case because a lot of people supposedly don't have a good relationship with Phil Jackson.
Well, I'm sure when Phil wasn't all said and done, Phil Jackson is going to be blacklisted other than L.A.
Well, I mean, he should.
It's horrible. I don't think anybody would want to hire him other than L.A. because the way how he's treating his players.
Yeah, but my thing is with Hornacek, even though maybe this is not the case, but maybe he's just thinking like he wants to stay in the good graces of the league in general. Even though we are, from what we hear, nobody likes Phil. But the thing is, either way, still Hornacek is trying to be professional.
I'm sure Hornacek might get another deal here or there.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, he's well capable of coaching. I mean, even in Phoenix, before all the injuries, he had that team playing well. And like I said, the players we have, look at the run we had at the beginning of the year, winning like 13 out of 15. We were like third place in the East. We could have finished third place in the East. And you look at the East now. I mean, but then Phil just got into shit and everything just went downhill from there. But my thing is that like I don't know. Everybody wants to blow shit out of proportion. And let KP live, man. Let him fucking live. Like maybe he does really want to play with the Knicks. I mean, we don't know that. Things could change. But I don't think everybody's like LeBron, where LeBron he wants to fucking he things are not going his way. He's gonna jump ship and then jump ship again. Who knows? Maybe he jumped ship. Maybe he'll jump ship again.
Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, just like everybody's not him. It's like the same thing in every other franchise. Like they're talking about Chris Paul. I mean, Paul George wanted to possibly leave him. I mean, that's a possibility. He's a free agent. He could go anywhere he wants. But he's a competitor. And that team at one point was right there.
Yep.
When before he got hurt, they were right there. They just kind of, I don't know what Bird's doing over there, but like watch when Harden becomes a free agent, or if he loses this the next series that they play, or he loses somewhere down the line in the playoffs, they're gonna start talking about how he wants to leave, or he might leave just because he lost the series. It's crazy. That shit just annoys the fuck out of me. But anywho, I personally don't think KP's going anywhere. I feel like he was given an opportunity in New York, and the thing is, when he got drafted here, they booed him. And from the get, he came out and said he wanted to prove everybody wrong. So I think with that kind of attitude,
Just for the record, I never booed him. I
booed the pick. Because I wasn't too fond of those foreign guys. I mean, look at what we when we had Bargnani.
Oh, that guy just sucked.
Even though he did give us some good games.
I mean.
But for what we gave up
since he
for
got
him,
traded, we all know he sucked.
yeah. See, the thing is though, he gave us some quality games when he was healthy.
Like
but
only 3.
But yeah, he was never healthy, and we gave up too much for him. Now, if we got him for like a bag of chips, cool. But yeah, that's the thing. I was never even the biggest Dirk Nowitzki fan. Nowitzki. Like I always thought he was, he was what he was, but I don't know. Like I always felt like he would go hard in the first half and then just start shooting jumpers the second half. But I didn't really want that kind of player. Like we needed a point guard to set guys up, to set up Melo and whatnot. But I mean, I didn't boo him. I wasn't happy with the pick. But then the second he went up and started talking, and he came out and said, "Oh, I want to, I'm not such and such, and I want to prove everybody that I'm not that player, that I'm not the, the stereotypical foreign guy. I'm not soft." When he said that, I was like, okay. And then he started proving himself. And
he started that, but right now, lately, he's been playing as a stereotypical Euro player. All he's doing is shooting threes and not grabbing rebounds no more.
yeah, well, maybe that's because he did that whole thing with the where whenever he blocked shots, he would donate whatever amount of money. I told you that shit was gonna come back to haunt him because he's gonna stop blocking shit because he don't want to go broke.
Yeah, his bank is running dry. His bank account's running dry.
He's like, he gotta wait till some new deal comes in, some new endorsement deal, then he could start blocking shots again. Cause that shit, he's only a rookie. I mean, he's on that rookie contract. That shit's dipping into his funds. He's trying to hook his mom and his dad up and shit. Having him come out here, I'm pretty sure ain't that cheap. I don't think they pay for flights for free. So maybe they get complimentary tickets, but I don't think those flights are free. So, yeah, but I don't know. I think he stays. But yeah, that's it. Not a lot of NBA news. We got some games happening tonight, but again, we don't care.
Yeah,
So
second round. I'll pay more attention, but this one, fuck that.
Yeah. Oh, on to some other news. We got some NFL news. Supposedly, Adrian Peterson is planning on signing with the New Orleans Saints for 2 years. So,
Oh, he did sign?
is it official?
Yeah. It's a 3-year contract.
I know they said he was planning on signing with them for 2 years.
Well. But hey, I ain't mad at him.
Nah.
I just hope he could do his thing, but
His,
the last of the featured running backs.
Here's the thing, yeah, I mean he's definitely one of those featured guys, every down guys. But now you put him on a team with another every down guy.
Yeah, he could. It's best for his health and his career. So
Yeah, because it's a pass first team. But if you notice, they used Ingram a lot. I mean, I've had him on my fantasy team. That guy, for a pass first team, he putting up like 13 touchdowns. At that 1 year.
I don't see him going across the 1,000. Well, he might hit 1,000 yards or.
I think they could have a 2,000 yard.
He's
team.
not having a 2,000 yards.
No, not him. The team between him and Ingram.
Well,
If they both stay healthy.
I could see that, but
Because you got a guy like Drew Brees.
But Adrian Peterson, his thing was like 1,600, 1,800. He ain't having that no more.
Nah, they.
I'll be surprised if you go across 1,000.
Yeah, like I said, they could have a two. Him and Ingram could both have 1,000 yards or close to it.
But he's at a team where they don't need that from him anyway.
Yeah, and it works out for everybody.
Yeah, so
because it helps Breeze out because now you don't risk Ingram getting hurt, or if AP was the only guy, you don't risk him getting hurt. So you have guys that can complement each other, like I said, they're both every down backs. They could do everything. So if they're both healthy on the field. Drew Brees has been doing what Drew Brees has been doing for forever. Even without receivers, without running backs, whatever the case is, without a line, he's still making shit happen. So you put guys like that back there, two guys like that, and it makes matter of fact, look at Atlanta with Friedman and what's the other guy's name? I forget the other guys. They had two running backs, and they both were. I don't think they ran for 1,000 yards each, but they were guys that could go for 1,000 yards each. So, and then look at how easy it made Matt Ryan's year.
Matty Ice.
Yeah, MVP year. I mean, he didn't win the MVP, right?
I don't know who the fuck won.
Yeah, who won the MVP last year? It was either Brady or Breeze.
Breeze.
I mean, not Breeze. Brady or Rodgers.
Oh, I think it was Ryan.
Really, Matt? Oh yeah, he did win the MVP if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't know. I don't follow that.
Yeah, I think he did. You know,
It's always the quarterbacks winning that shit. It's always the same people. That's why I don't really follow that. Always the same people.
yeah, he was the
Yeah,
MVP.
Matt Ryan.
But he deserved it though. I mean, he put up some crazy ass numbers. Him and Julio Jones. And that's funny too, cause like they give all the credit to Matt Ryan or to the quarterback. I'm not gonna single out Matt Ryan, but you give all the credit to the quarterback when look at what fucking Julio Jones did last year. And this dude, he single handedly got a cornerback fired.
Easily.
That 300-yard game. Right after that shit, whoever the defensive back for Carolina was got fired or got cut. Like that there's no
That
coincidence
guy's
with
crazy.
that.
That guy is open when he's not open. That's
Yeah.
how good he is.
I mean he's at that he's like that Randy Moss kind of receiver.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Randy Moss in his prime. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you look at that I think that move is pretty cool pretty good, excuse me. Cuz you look at that division, the Bucks have gotten better. I don't know if the Bucks are better than 9-7 this year, but they've gotten better. They what's his name? Jameis Winston. He looks like he's the truth.
They picked up
Florida State, man.
Sean Jackson.
Man, ain't nobody got time. What?
Florida State.
Oh, they got Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the opposite was
Jameis
Walter,
Winston.
that can't-
wow.
a
That's
dude that
actually
can't catch passes inside 10 yards.
yeah,
All
but
he can
but
catch
that's
is
the
big
thing though, and
passes.
then they still got that guy Evans, right?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Yeah, so that's offensively they're gonna be a problem. Offensively, New Orleans is always gonna be a problem, but now you add running to that. Carolina should be. I think they're gonna be good. They had an off year last year, but I think they'll be alright this year. And then Atlanta, but that's not a bad signing. Like I know AP wanted to go to the Raiders, from what I understand, but they didn't want to give him the money. That
They're getting Marshawn. They're trying to get Marshawn Lynch.
yeah, that's dangerous too. You put Marshawn
they
Lynch on
agreed,
the
They just gotta work out the trade.
yeah, because he's still owed like $9 million by the Seahawks, so that's gonna be crazy too. Because they got him and they still got Latavius Murray, right?
No.
Oh, they don't have Latavius Murray.
Murray's in the Vikings.
Oh,
That's why Adrian Peterson went to.
uh,
That's another reason why he went to.
well, hey, if the Raiders get
That's why they wanted Marshawn Lynch.
yeah, if the Raiders get Marshawn Lynch, I mean any team that gets Marshawn Lynch is a problem. But you put him on there, and if they have anywhere near the year they had last year, and that's a shame too, because this dude got hurt at the wrong time.
And then this leads to LeGarrette Blount possibly signing with the Giants.
Yeah, I think that's because what other were there any other options for him?
The Patriots.
Oh yeah, so it's either the Patriots or the
No,
Giants.
the Patriots are done because they got that guy from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Patriots,
from, the Bills.
but the Patriots they usually don't dish out money like that anyway.
No,
So
but they picked up
I
that guy
know
from
who
the
they
Bills,
picked
so
up from the
they're not
Bills.
getting-
I'm just saying they don't really dish out money like that.
They
And
got a Carter Backfield anyways.
yeah, so but that either way, so that's good. So we get LeGarrette Blount. But anywho, Adrian Peterson on the Saints. That should be pretty exciting. You have an explosive offensive team already. You add an explosive running back like that. So look for big things if they're healthy. So that's it with the NFL news. On to the next thing. Oh shit! Fuck, I'm tired. I just want to briefly touch on this. Last night on Monday Night Raw, speaking about wrestling, Chris was telling me that there was going to be a dumpster match between Braun Strowman and Kalisto. So when he said that, I'm just thinking he meant it like figuratively. So I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, it's just a dumpster match. It's just whatever. Nobody cares about that shit. I wake up in the morning. I look at YouTube, the WWE channel, and
It was literally a dumpster match.
literally, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Literally, and yeah, Bray Wyatt came in, fucked shit up. That was cool, but I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, we'll get into the wrestling shit on. We'll break down SmackDown, Raw, or whatever bullshit happened in Raw. Yeah, we'll break all that down on Friday. We got a special wrestling show coming up. We actually have my friends in It Liz at Breeze. They have a special treat that they're gonna share with us, that we're gonna share with you guys, to the 5 listeners or 6 listeners that are listening. They're going to give us their renditions of a couple of WWE NXT theme songs. So that should be cool. But hopefully you 5-6 listeners will tune into that. Especially if you're wrestling fans, I think you'll enjoy it. They've done a couple covers before. It's pretty dope shit. But yeah, so real quick, Kingsman: The Golden Circles, the sequel to the first Kingsman movie, dropped. Matthew Vaughn is returning to direct the movie, which is pretty cool because this is his first ever sequel. This is the guy that directed Kick-Ass. He directed the first Kingsman. He directed X-Men First Class. And he did not follow up any of those. Which, I don't blame him because sometimes you so much, especially like, alright, first of all, X-Men First Class was like a reboot. So there's a lot of shit that was going into that. Kick-Ass is the first. Kingsman was the first of its kind. So it's like sometimes you put so much effort into that, you kind of don't want to revisit it because you don't want to like you feel like you did such a good job with that, that you don't want to like convolute it or anything because sometimes, well, most of the time Hollywood tends to like find one successful thing and Fast and the Furious and run it into the ground. So, yeah.
Oh, I heard on the X-Men side, I heard they're doing a Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah, they're supposed to be dropping 3
Whoa.
X-Men films next year.
Wait, what? Well, you mean one of them is Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
And
So one of them is Deadpool. So it's Deadpool,
Next year-
Dark
next
Phoenix,
year
which is an
it's
X-Men
New
film,
Mutants.
and was it?
Mutants.
Oh, New Mutants.
New Mutants.
I don't know anything
I
about-
was hoping for an X-Men reboot sometime, but it looks like we ain't getting it, so fuck it.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So fuck it.
See, like I was talking on We the Geek last week about this, and what I was saying was that we probably could have gotten. All right, there's this never-ending battle where Marvel's trying to get back rights to X-Men, the movies that Fox has rights to, but because it seemed like it could have been possible because of like there was flops like the X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men The Last Stand, but then you had movies like X-Men First Class, which was pretty successful. Days of Future Past was pretty successful. It wasn't the best. X-Men Apocalypse was okay. But you had Deadpool. And Deadpool was one of the more successful Fox films out there. And it was a rated R film, too. And then you had Logan, which was also relatively successful. So now it's like any notion that Fox would have collabed or sold the rights back to Marvel, it's kind of out the window because
I think Fox is taking them to the grave.
yeah, because the thing is, right, like they should collab with Marvel, but now it's almost like with the success of X-Men, with Logan and Deadpool alone, with like the critical success and all that, and even the money they made with it, now they kind of they're not gonna ever touch the Marvel Avengers numbers,
Hell no.
but they've been successful in their own right. So they're looking at it like, hey, we did well with what we have, and we have like a super success here. Everybody wants to see another Deadpool. Everybody wants to see more Logan. So we're keeping it. And
At least play ball with Marvel with the Fantastic Four, because there's no way you're gonna lose that shit, because you already done fucked up with that reboot.
yeah, but even still, now with the success of Logan and Deadpool, if they could get the same sort of team that worked with one of those movies and implement that into Fantastic Four, just not rated R, then and that's the fucked up part. Because look, Sony did it, and all Sony's doing, to my understanding, is distribution and how do you say it, marketing and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're reaping the benefits of Marvel's doing the dirty work. I guess Marvel will get some kind of money, obviously, because
Sony got their answer to that, which is the Venom movie. But I don't know. They just might do some whack shit like making Flash Thompson the Venom that we all want to see, man. I ain't with that.
Not in a movie.
I hope not.
If they did, if
I
they had
hope
like an
not.
ongoing Spider-Man series, and then we
They
got
need to bring the dark side of Spider-Man, which is Eddie Brock. That's, I
to
mean,
the yin to his yang.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense though. But if I ever hear that there's a Flash Thompson, I'm
Nah,
like,
I think with the, I think with, I think with the movies, well, there's a complicated situation coming up with Spider-Man where, from what I'm hearing, he's gonna have this movie, Homecoming, and at 2 other movies after that under Marvel, and I don't quote me on this, but I've heard that the rights are gonna go back to Sony, fully.
yeah, I heard something like that too.
And I mean, look, if Sony just lets Marvel do the dirty work, that's it. I think that's all Marvel wants. I don't think Marvel cares about the money. As far, I mean,
What you talking about? They care about
no.
the money.
you know, no, you get what you gotta understand what I'm saying. Like, it's not
They
like,
want that billions, my
yeah,
man.
they want the money, but they're still gonna see some kind of money in having Spider-Man in a film. I think, like, with their whole thing is that if Sony's not gonna give up the rights to Spider-Man, as long as they can use Spider-Man in their shit, in Avengers and things like that, they're okay with that. They're really not okay with that. But if Sony's not gonna give up the rights fully, then that's like the next option. And I mean, hey, you're gonna make you kind of force Sony's hand too, because if you make such a successful Marvel movie, and then what happens? All right, so what happens if Homecoming is the best Marvel movie out there? Just let's say, or best comic book movie out there. It makes like, I think it's gonna make. What is the highest grossing, not counting Avengers, Marvel movie?
I think it was one of those original Spider-Man movies. Oh, you mean
No,
Marvel,
the Marvel
Studios?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
What is it, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, I think it's
Probably.
Captain America. I think
Well,
I think Civil War, Winter Soldier is the most highest grossing.
I would think it's
because
Guardians of the Galaxy because I remember they were breaking all kinds of records. Well, I don't know if they were breaking the records in August or whatever, but I think it probably was Guardians of the Galaxy. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Winter Soldier.
I think it was one of the caps.
Winter Soldier, I know Winter Soldier was up there, and then I think Guardians of the Galaxy broke it. I believe.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Box office mojo.
No, I think Iron Man 3 got
Iron Man 3 is the worst film. That's their low ball.
Well, according to this. Wait, what the fuck is what?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Total grosses. And it says it's the Avengers, Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
then Iron Man 3, then Captain America Civil War.
Iron Man 3 still up there? What? Ew.
Mm-hmm. It was okay. So the highest grossing out of the solo franchises for the first opening weekend was Captain America. That made 179 million.
That's opening weekend. But
Opening
what's
weekend.
The
Overall,
total gross, overall is
Iron Man 3 by 1 million. Well,
Iron
about
Man
less
3
than
is
one.
still up there?
Yeah, because Iron Man 3 made 409, whatever. Captain America Civil War made 408.
So worst one of them.
Oh, Civil War's the third one behind.
Mm-hmm. So it's for
Wow.
Marvel Studios, not
Damn,
counting
we was way
Avengers. Yeah, not counting Avengers. It's Iron Man 3, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and then Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So,
Oh, interesting. I never expected Iron Man 3 to be.
but the highest grossing first opening weekend or week or whatever
Oh, it was the Winter Soldier.
no, it was Civil War.
Civil War. Okay.
Civil War,
Actually think fucking,
then
Iron Man 3 is the best.
Civil War, then Iron Man 3,
Is the
and then
worst.
well, because it was.
They
Look,
could-
that doesn't mean the fact that it made all that money doesn't mean it's better than anything. It just means that it made a lot of money because,
People went to see it. That's
yeah,
so simple.
exactly. Like, what was it? The Fast and the Furious. That movie, The Fate of the Furious. You know, that shit's making crazy money. But
And it still will make crazy money all the way until August. Now I'm playing. It's gonna make crazy money for the rest of the month. Actually,
Right now, it's in 11 days. It's made
what Fast and Furious?
165 million.
Who Fate and Furious?
In 11 days,
I
165
thought I
million.
already crossed the billion or something.
Well, that's
I
just.
mean, it's too soon to cross the billion.
Nah. It's Wow, it made 2 mil. I'm trying to see. Let me see the whole. This is interesting shit. Okay, so far it's worldwide. It's made 900. So it's gonna break a billion soon. But what's the next? Oh, Guardian. It's got till. It's got like a whole full week till
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. So yeah, and expect Guardians of the Galaxy to break records because it's a sequel.
And to break records in May, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Guardian Galaxy break. Guardian Galaxy is like a darling. It's the new darling.
That's
to
what I'm
the-
saying, and it's a
to
sequel,
the-
so-
to the Marvel. So yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the sequel's good or not.
Baby
but the fact
Groot
that it's a
is
sequel.
so adorable.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna. I hate the fact that they call it Baby Groot. First
It's
of all,
Groot.
like
It's
it's
not
just
even a
Groot.
baby.
Yeah, like it.
Groot just regenerates and
That
stuff.
and now they're officially calling it Baby Groot. What gets me more mad. Like I understand it from the casual people that don't understand it, but anywho.
Well, that's what this movie's for. The casual people who don't understand.
Hmm.
I mean, every movie's like that.
But back to the original point, Spider-Man will shatter all these records. Spider-Man will make a billion.
Oh, Spider-Man
Really
will
quick.
make a billion, but the way you said Iron Man 3 is on that thing, I don't know if Spider-Man's going to beat Iron Man 3 in total grosses.
It will. Okay, here's the thing. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Who's the most popular Marvel character ever?
Ever Spider-Man?
Who's more popular than Spider-Man? In pop culture and everything.
Spider-Man, then there's Hulk.
There's Hulk, but-
then there's Captain America.
Captain America's popular now because of the
Captain
movies.
wasn't Captain America always popular?
He was
always
no
popular.
Captain America. Out of all the Avengers, he was the most popular. But like who was really a
Well,
Captain?
okay, we're talking different generations now, because our generation, yeah, Spider-Man is the Marvel guy.
Spider-Man is
Even my dad.
Spider-Man like he's the biggest. It was always Spider-Man
Spider-Man was
X-Men,
always the face of Marvel.
and Hulk.
Yeah, Spider-Man was the face of Marvel.
Yeah, Spider-Man, X-Men, and Hulk were always the three. Captain America was a pivotal character in comics, but I'm saying like the everyday person, nobody gave a fuck about Captain America before the films, outside of comic book fans.
I was one of the few Iron Man fans.
Yeah, I because he was red.
Yep. And now I'm not.
That's the reason why, because he was red.
Yeah, but,
I always liked Captain America, but Spider-Man was always that dude. And Spider-Man, I mean, like let me go back to that to the highest grossing out Sony Spider-Man was the
Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3 was actually
The highest.
the least.
The
It
least?
was the highest in the first weekend. But the highest gross I still don't well back then movies were different. They weren't making the money they were making now cuz the Spider-Man 1 made 403 million.
I remember when Spider-Man 2 came out, it was like a big deal.
Yeah, Spider-Man
Spider-Man 1 was a big deal.
yeah, it was a big deal. But back then, what was that? 2000?
Yeah, like around 2000.
It was way different than now. Now like the amount of money movies make are ridiculous. Like
2001, 2002-ish.
yeah. Cuz also too, now everybody's into it. Back then it wasn't the numbers were way less. And it was still a lot. But yeah, so Spider-Man 1 made 403, Spider-Man 2 only made 473, and Spider-Man 3 made 336 million. But yeah. It's that's surprising too but actually in the opening weekend Spider-Man 3 made the most. But then it's one of those things everybody said it was
Yeah.
whack, and then so less people started watching it.
I remember the hype for Spider-Man 3 because
I remember.
Venom.
Yeah.
Venom.
That could've been that
That
could've been a fucking good movie.
Venom should have been teased in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have been in that. I mean, the Eddie Brock character, yeah, but at the end they should have shown the symbiote jumping into the camera, and that's how he ended it. Then that's how you would have your part
It
4.
didn't do the Black Suit story right either.
Wow.
'Cause-
Wait, no, this.
And Carnage, that's an R-rated character right there. Yo,
Wait.
you gonna have an R-rated Venom movie and you gonna bring in Carnage? You
This
gonna
is,
do that?
dude. This
What?
is weird. It says here that X-Men First Class. Well, I guess I understand why, but it says X-Men First Class only made 146 million.
It didn't. It really didn't make that much.
So
money.
so it's not a surprising. Yeah,
no,
because
no, it's not a surprise at all. It really didn't make that.
so that was one of the more critically acclaimed.
Yeah,
movies.
I remember. I remember
Okay.
following it. It really it had a drop. It really didn't make like
Wow.
the what you call like the Iron Man money
Yeah.
or the Spider Man guap.
It's crazy. Fucking that shit made Deadpool made like double that.
Yeah, but where were all these Deadpool fans before?
The worst?
Origin?
Wow,
It's always going to be like that.
And then-
It's always going to be like that.
the lowest.
Harley Quinn fans is all over the place now.
Yeah, Harley Quinn drops a movie. That's just gonna be ridiculous.
So it's always going to be like that.
But yeah, so back to our original topic. Like we were talking about
Oh,
Fox and X-Men and well, actually no, we were talking about Kingsman.
Yeah, yeah.
We got way off.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's cool. No, cause yeah, we were talking about him doing X-Men and then the X-Men movies coming out. But yeah, so Kingsman is coming out. It looks good. The first movie was one of those things like it looks like it could be good, but who knows? But then it got a lot of praise. I actually saw it late too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kingsman is all. I don't follow Kingsman. I never read the books or nothing.
Me either.
But yeah, it's good.
Because it's like, all right, first of all, it's a Mark Millar thing. So Mark Millar did Kick-Ass, he did Kingsman, and he has a couple other comic book franchises. So, but you know it's gonna be over the top, like quirky, but it works. That's what the movie or the comic book is supposed to be. So like it was a really cool. It was like James Bond, but totally out there. And it was cool, almost like how Kick-Ass was a spoof on superheroes and all that, but it also was serious in a sense. So, but this looks good, and like it's pretty interesting to see that. I'm actually happy that Vaughn is back to do the sequel because, I mean, you look at what he did with I liked Kick-Ass 1 and Kick-Ass 2. Kick-Ass 2 was a victim of bootlegs, and that's what killed the sales for that movie. And either way, that wasn't really a movie that was gonna make a lot of money because it's sort
First
of an
one never
underground.
made a lot of money either.
Exactly, and the first one I think should have, but then with X-Men, he did X-Men. He didn't do he did First Class. He didn't do Days of Future Past. Now it's cool that Singer did Days of Future Past, but I would have liked to see Vaughn do the next X-Men because he's one of the guys like him, Vaughn, Christopher Nolan. I don't care what anybody says. Zack Snyder, and there's another guy too. And the Russos. I think those guys should be like the main go-to people for comic book movies. That's asking for too much because you can't expect these guys to do all these movies like that. But those guys, in my opinion, have made some of the best comic book movies out there. With like Watchmen, Winter Soldier, Kick-Ass, Kingsman, Days of Future Past. So, who's the guy that directed Logan?
Mangold.
'Cause
So Mangold.
I gotta look at his filmography because he did a fucking good job with that movie. That movie actually is up there with the Watchmen's and the Winter Soldiers and the Dark Knights, which is a very, like I like a lot of comic book movies, but there's like this select few that just rank up there with, even 300 belongs up there because 300 is a graphic novel. But like there's like a select few. But anywho, Kingsman is I don't know when it's coming out. I forget the date, but I think it's coming out later on in the year. Or no, I think August.
Yeah, that would be later on.
Yeah, it's later on. I at first was thinking like maybe September, October, but I think it's August. One of those movies. But anywho, so on to something that's comic book related but not comic book related. They dropped a story trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And first thing I want to talk about is, I mean, obviously we know how the game's going to be for the most part. If it's anything like Part 3 wasn't bad. It wasn't Part 2.
It was not Part 2, but
But
Part
it
3 was
solid.
alright.
No, the only issue with Part 3 was that they released like 10 different games.
Yeah, but Part 3, well, the FGC, they like it, but as for me, I thought it was pretty noobish. They really dumbed it down.
Yeah, because the thing about Part 2, there was so, I don't like being like one of those nostalgic people that nothing could top that, because I think that's bullshit. But the thing is, 3 it kind of had the spirit, but then it didn't have the spirit of part 2.
It did
And
not have the spirit
The
of it.
only
like
problem
it
with
tried
2 was
to, it tried to advance it too much, and it kind of lost it. But at the same time, it still had some traces of it. But the thing with part 2 is there was so much variety
But
with the
only-
characters.
Except the only problem, there was a lot of copy and paste clone characters.
Yeah,
and
but
shit
you know
like
what? That was an older game, and just the fact. But here's the thing: there was a lot of copy and paste characters, but you had what, 60 characters,
So yeah.
and that was unheard of in a fighting game.
Yeah.
The most
And
you get is like 20.
I
30.
know they lower down the characters because they don't want to have this like unbalanced
Yeah,
issue
copy
with
and
these
paste.
fighting games.
But a lot of them are similar.
Yeah, but even in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you had like essentially you had 2 Wolverines, 2 Hulks,
But they were
because they had
their
to.
styles were different though.
But
It was
no,
just
no,
like,
it was almost the same shit. It was just a girl and a guy version,
X-23 was different than Wolverine.
a little bit.
No, she was faster.
Oh my, okay, oh my God, faster. But it was essentially the same character if you think about it.
There was literally 2 Wolverines in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Well, that too. But again, that was stupid. I'm not behind that move, because it's just what the one was Bone Claw, one was the,
the
But-
adamantium, whatever.
And they just
that.
switched
But
the
that
moves
had
around.
60 characters. So listen, you had Cable, Cyclops, Wolverine, Spider-Man. There was a Venom, Strider, Jin, Mega Man, Servbot. There was so many different characters. So yeah, there was a lot of copy and paste, but it didn't feel like it.
Hell, Servbot made it into that roster.
Yo, Servbot is
How the hell he made it there?
doing that fucking triple combo, the triple tag combo with the Servbots, or you just do the one combo then use the
And
other.
then, yeah, and
to
you
the
chain
little
it.
that shit is so funny. But yeah, you had Mega Man, you had Omega Red, Doctor Doom, Hulk. It was so much variety in that game, man.
They need to go back to that where there's so much more. But
Yeah, nobody's gonna care if you sacrifice the graphics. Nobody's gonna care. They're releasing Street Fighter 2. What's the exact name? Street Fighter 2. What?
What?
For the Switch.
Oh, it's Ultimate Street Fighter 2.
Okay, Ultimate Street Fighter 2, Final Challenger or something like that. And that all right, there's like there's 2 different versions to that game, where like you get to play in the old school sprite version or an updated but still 2D animated game. And nobody's complaining about that. Not one person.
I mean, the FGC. Well, I know this is a whole different community, but the FGC, they don't really complain about graphics. All they care is about
How the game works.
the button input and and the balance
Yeah.
and the net codes. Everything else is just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And the characters and everything else is like, you care about your graphics could be stick figures.
Yeah, and some games just like they thrive off their style. Like when you think of Street Fighter, though, the Street Fighter 5s and 4s of the world, like they look good.
Mhm.
But when you think of Street Fighter, you think of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, look at Street Fighter Third Strike in the FGC, which is the fighting game community. For those who don't know,
You should have said that a long time ago. Nah, that's all good.
Oh yeah, the fighting game community. For those who don't know, yeah, that's even still strong within the community. So, and Street Fighter Third Strike. How old is that?
That's
It's
very
still
old.
in '90s, right?
I want to say PlayStation, the latest, if that. Yeah, PlayStation. That was a PlayStation game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Street Fighter Third Strike. That
That's
have to
what
be
Guy
like late
and all
night.
that, and
I do think you're thinking Alpha. That's when Alex first came in.
okay. So it was
I believe.
slightly before that then.
It's around, yeah.
But that's still like, yeah,
That's-
Super
it's-
Nintendo,
it's very
PlayStation.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's old.
And it's still today the community's like one of their top games.
Yeah, there are some games that
Marvel
just
vs. Capcom 2.
yeah, there are just some games that won't go away. Look at Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is the prime example where yeah, they updated the graphics, but that shit is still Killer Instinct to the fullest.
Yeah.
Like what was it, Killer Instinct? It's just called Killer Instinct, right? The one for
Yeah,
the Xbox. Dude, like that game, like
Very
I don't
underrated game.
I don't own an Xbox, and I dished out the 60, 80, whatever the fuck it was, on my brother's Xbox so I could play the shit. Like it is very much Killer Instinct. Like even Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is still Mortal Kombat. It's just because remember they tried to go away from that. I forgot which game it was.
They had that whole 3D shit
yeah,
going on.
the one for PlayStation.
Like the Dead or Alive type style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that
was
doesn't work.
corny.
That works with Soul Calibur. That works with Dead or Alive. Or remember Battle Arena to Shinden?
Yeah.
That game needs to come back. Like that game was the shit. But yeah, like Tekken is its own thing. Like Tekken, it's evolved graphically, but it's still Tekken. Dead or Alive is still Dead or Alive. Soul Calibur is still Soul Calibur. So there's a way of changing the game to make it like stand the test of time or to be, fit in with what's going on now. But you can still. But the whole thing is still nobody cares about the graphics. If they release Battle Arena to Shinden, and it looked the way it looked on PlayStation, I don't think anybody would complain. As long as it plays like it, and you get like I'd take a slightly downgraded graphical game, and have the 60-50 characters or whatever in the game with a solid game. Like, yeah, it's yeah. Give us No Mercy. Slightly updated graphics. Give us that. Right now, we will play that shit more than all the last 10 years of wrestling games combined. Like, it's
No Mercy is still king.
yo,
in
you
my
can
eyes.
still play that shit, dude.
Yes.
If by any means they release that on the virtual console, I will, even if I like have to be short on rent for that month, I will get that shit on the spot, and we will do nothing but play that shit, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like if I put on my Nintendo 64 right now, we could still kick that shit. Like remember when I brought it to the shop?
Mhm.
Yo, that shit was so fun, man. And it still feels. That's the only wrestling game that feels like balanced. Like now, I feel like if you play a wrestling game with like another person, it just feels one-sided.
Yeah.
But like you can go, and it just felt like you were actually wrestling. And it's funny because that was the game that actually killed fighting games for me.
With the wrestling games.
Yeah, the No Mercy and WrestleMania and NWO games. Like those games killed fighting games for me because it was like fighting but on a whole different level. Because it was like, you fight in fighting games. Once your health bar is up, that's it. Like you can fucking spam shit or whatever. But it was like you had to strategize. You had to like take out their legs or whatever. But anywho, all right. So I don't know where the fuck we went with this, but the boss.
Oh yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, yeah.
Yeah. So we got the boss coming in the game. It is a Ultron Sigma.
I mean that's expected. They did something like that before in these Marvel, like Street Fighter versus X-Men. They had Cyber Akuma.
But it's still cool. It kind of makes sense because you have two robots of a sort, combining to take out everybody else, which is pretty cool. I mean, like you said before, we're not playing this game for the story. Hands down, this is not the Netherworld, NetherRealms games or whatever.
NetherRealms is a different beast.
But I do like the character, and it's gonna make for a lot of dope figures. Like
Yeah.
I would buy if they dropped the Fig Arts figure or some shit like that. I would pick that shit up quick.
Yeah.
And the only
But
thing,
that trailer looked like a mobile game.
yeah, see that's the thing. Like I was hyped from when they showed the graphic
Yeah.
back like a couple months ago. That's all I needed. Show us the characters. I don't care about none of this gameplay bullshit. Like, I mean, gameplay bullshit, but none of the pre-rendered CGI trailers and shit. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like the whole thing was that what was the only two Capcom characters I saw was what Strider
There's Strider, there's Chris, there's
and then Mega Man.
Chun-Li.
and Chun-Li, but that.
Chun-Li, Ryu.
But they really didn't make an
And,
emphasis on
Morgan.
anybody more than Mega Man and Mega Man and what's his name Chris, which was weird that they made a big deal about Chris. No, but the trailer showed more of Mega Man and Chris than anybody else.
Redfield, it says it in his name. That's why he's relevant.
Whatever. That was kind of dumb because he just shoots at Ultron like
like
Sigma.
that's gonna do anything.
Yeah,
But he did. He's like, you really think that
but it seemed more like a Marvel game. Like I was waiting for like some because they had those like Ultron the Ultron replicas. And I'm waiting to see some kind of like, dude, if they throw in like a one of those rogues, or Mavericks, excuse me. That'd be dope. Like I would like to see a Maverick. Like even if it's like Cutsman or Gutsman, I'm happy with that. Or oh wait no, what's his name? Proto Man. I'm cool with that because Proto Man was never in. I think he may have been in that that Capcom versus SNK game. Which
I never played that. So.
Me either. But I think somebody was in there. But anywho, but I would like to see some Mavericks in there, but who knows? See, the thing with this though is I want to see an abundance of characters.
I think you're gonna get like 30 characters.
Yeah, and the Marvel is gonna be watered down to just what we see in the
movies. That's it.
Dude, if you think about it, they're gonna have all the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, you're gonna have
every single one of them.
Star Lords.
Even this dude, what's the guy's name? The dude from The Walking Dead, Yondo.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're gonna probably have Mantis. So they're gonna have like 7 Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would like to see Daredevil in there.
They do have rights to him, so we might even see Luke Cage.
Well, whatever he's on that phone, that mobile fighting game that the Marvel got, the Clash of the Champions type, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Probably may transfer into the main game.
That would be interesting. If they did some kind of collab thing like that. But yeah, I see like Daredevil and Iron Fist and Luke Cage being in it, because Iron Fist was in there before, right? He was in part 3.
Yeah.
So yes, there's no reason why. Like Luke Cage wasn't in it, but I think Luke Cage would be perfect for it. But then again, that's another fucking Hulk character.
Yep.
But I'm more curious to see what Capcom people they're gonna put in there, because we already know who's gonna be in there on the Marvel end of it. So, like, I wonder if Thanos is gonna be in there.
Why shouldn't he?
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the Ultron Sigma is not the main boss. And I think Thanos is gonna be like the main boss. Because they did things like that before, if I'm not mistaken. Like they had what was it, Apocalypse, and then Akuma, or Dark Metal Akuma, then Apocalypse, or some shit like that.
Yeah, and they're bringing in gems again, like the Marvel superheroes. Remember that?
Wow.
They're using the gems again.
Oh, well, I guess to nod to the Infinity Stones and shit.
Yeah.
Well, because if you look at what's the game? Injustice. Mm-hmm. I think they got like two bosses there. Because I don't know if Brainiac or Darkseid's gonna be the main boss.
Well, Darkseid has not been mentioned in the story at all.
Oh, so he's
probably they keeping that on the wraps, but Brainiac seems like, well, I think he's a sub boss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it might be Darkseid.
But then again, Goro was a DLC and he wasn't mentioned at all in the Mortal Kombat story.
That's true too.
So.
But yeah, I don't mind seeing that though. Multiple bosses. I mean, like especially if they're
that's
playable.
How it should be, right? Like Sang Tsung was a sub boss that you could pick,
mm-hmm.
And then there was Kintaro. Then you whooped his ass. Then you had to fight Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that would be smart. But yeah, and then all right, so they got that. That was pretty cool. Like I'm really liking the way he looks too, Sigma Ultron or Ultron Sigma. I really like the way he looks. Like it really looks like a well done character, not just some cheap mashup and shit. But
like
yeah,
freaking Dark Khan.
I guess. Like it kind of reminds me of how good Onslaught looked like, because Onslaught was a really good looking character. But anywho, so yeah, they gave us a release date. Release date is September 19th of 2017. So that's cool. We got a while for that to come out. Then there's obviously they have the standard edition, which is $59.99, whatever games cost. Then there's like an $80 or $90 version of the game. I don't know.
The deluxe.
Yeah, the deluxe, which I guess comes with the season pass or whatever they want to call it, all the DLC, whatever. Then there's the collector's edition. Now, on the site that we saw, it says 129. It's 130.
It's 200. I looked at it.
So why the hell they say 130? Unless it comes with something, but not everything. Oh, that might come with like the Infinity Stones and maybe one character. But anyways, $200, which makes more sense because it's coming with 4 figures, and though they look small, they might not be small.
Wait. Oh yeah, I was just about to ask you the size of the statues, cause
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be big, but I don't think they're gonna be small, especially if it's 200.
I don't even have space for that shit.
That's the whole
Yeah,
problem.
I
Like,
barely had
forget
space for the freaking remember the Injustice Collector's Edition I had?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's still in the box too.
I actually did it. I didn't.
You didn't get it.
I didn't get it. I wanted to get it,
You wanted to get it,
but I didn't get it. Yeah. Oh, I think I had it reserved, and I just said fuck it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Cause I guess the space too. Cause yeah, I don't have space for much things either. Like with the pops, I'm lucky enough to be able to pile them up, but now it's like, where the fuck do I put any other things? Like it's kind of a good and a bad thing because like I'll go to Comic-Con and I'll see all this dope shit that I really want, and like the fact that I don't have space, it sucks because I can't get them. But then at the same time, it doesn't suck because I'm not spending so much money, because you could easily blow like $1,000. That's just being generous in one day over there with all the dope figures. And then all the times we go to like Midtown Comics and Image Anime and we see all these figures and shit. Like the pops you could kind of do with them because like I said, you could pile them up in a nice way and they're relatively cheap. But when you're paying like $40 to $60 for action figures that look fucking sick, but like I always wanted that Ultron sitting on the throne. And they at the comic book store they let they would have let me put it on layaway. But the thing is, where the fuck would I have put it? Like, I'd have to literally use that throne as a chair. But anywho, yeah, so it comes with the collector's edition is supposed to come with, so it's supposedly, it's $200. So it's supposed to come with 4 figures, and they're supposed to, like, connect to make it look like they're battling or whatever. So it's Iron Man, Captain Marvel,
Chun-Li and
Mega Man. And, yeah, like, honestly, out of all of those, I really want Mega Man. Like, Chun-Li is cool. Iron Man, yeah, but like there's so much Iron Man shit out there. But Mega Man, like Mega Man is just that dude. And then it comes with the Infinity Stones, in like a case. That's like one of the things that intrigues me the most. I wonder how the stones are gonna look. Like, are they actually gonna come out the case? Because I know they light up, but I don't know if it's just something that's set there, like it doesn't, like it's engraved in the case or whatever. But it's got that, and it comes with a steelbook case, which looks cool. It's got a Ultron Sigma, so that I'm looking forward to. And my thing with that is it's definitely a PS4 and 360 must. I mean Xbox One must have, but if they're going to put it on the Nintendo Switch, it's something I'm definitely gonna look forward to because I know a lot more people. A lot of my friends are getting Switches as the time goes on. I know X is gonna get one eventually. So
how you play fighting games on that tablet?
I haven't played fighting games on it, but you have the Pro remote. So, there's options to play it. But my thing is, like, just to be able to play on the go, like we spoke about in the other episode, where we could just be waiting online for a movie, or on the train, or
yeah,
whatever.
that's like what I'm saying. But when you're playing it on the go, how you?
You can still take the shit out, but yeah, I never played a fighting game on it. I don't know how it's gonna feel on it, but I'm assuming. I mean, it may not be the best thing, but the fact that you can do it, that's what I'm more concerned about. The fact that you're actually able to do it. Like, I don't know how it's gonna work. That's why I'm curious to when the Street Fighter game comes out. Mm-hmm. 'Cause I normally don't, like, I'm not a huge fighting game fan, unless it's like something like Marvel versus Capcom or Injustice, something that it's in the realm of something I like a lot. But being that that's the first fighting game for the Nintendo Switch and it's Street Fighter, I'm really curious to see how it plays. So, like, Mario Kart's supposed to come out this Friday.
Oh, okay.
And I want to get that.
That I could see you could play on the go.
Yeah, because you're not fucking bashing the remote and shit. But that's something I really want to get to because to see how that all works. Because going back to like the whole Nintendo Switch thing, real quick, like, if that game is successful, and if sports games are successful, and if fighting games are successful, and then eventually the third-party games, like, it's gonna be huge because like I always wanted this to be the Nintendo 64 of this generation, and it might be that. So, and it's cool to have options. Like, you play your PlayStation or your Xbox. That's your number one thing. But the fact that you have an option to take that shit without fucking up your PlayStation, without bringing your PlayStation around back and forth, carrying that heavy shit, you have the Switch. And should be interesting. But anywho, back to Marvel vs. Capcom. Right? Are you like? Well, there hasn't been much game footage yet, so it's
No.
really just hype right now. But
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, from that gameplay reveal, from what I've seen, it seemed like it's a 2-on-2. But I don't know. I really have to play it.
yeah, like I'm excited for it. I'm not super hyped because you guys know how I feel about fighting games in general, and like we haven't seen much. And after part 3, I don't think they're gonna do the whole thing where they release 10 games anymore. Like I think Street Fighter 5 sort of like ended
Yeah.
that, which is smart because Capcom like was about to. I think people would have been done with Capcom if they did that shit with Street
Capcom's
Fighter.
already in hot water with the community, so
Yeah, so doing that, like, give us our characters every couple months, you know, the DLC. People don't mind dishing shit out for that as long as everything else is intact. So, but I'm excited for it. Like I really want to get my hands on the collector's edition. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah. So that's that. So and we have till September, and well, E3's around the corner, so I'm sure we'll get like.
That'll be a birthday gift for myself.
This guy, everything always
with
turns
the
to a
birthday plug. Yeah, this
Hey,
guy.
word, yeah,
it's
right?
It comes out the day after my birthday.
That's just as bad as those people saying my birthday's in 10 weeks, 3 days, 15 hours, and
you.
36 seconds.
Yeah.
That birthday countdown shit. But no,
How
we
is
will
it
keep
counted
it, we
down?
will consider it if you behave yourself.
Fuck you.
Oh, look at that. This guy talks about my birthday and then fuck you. But yeah, like E3's coming out, so we'll get more footage on that, and then we can decipher whether we're gonna be like really hyped for it or not. But I think so far the way Capcom has been going about it, like with Street Fighter, I think, and with Resident Evil, it seems like they're sort of paying attention to what people have to say and righting their wrongs, and because Capcom back in PlayStation 2 or before was such a huge company with their Resident Evil franchise, with Marvel vs. Capcom, with Street Fighter, with Mega Man. So they were one of the strongest companies, developers out there, and it kind of just fell off with cash grabs of this generation. They took advantage of the fact that hey, DLC this, DLC that, everybody's just gonna fucking dish out money for it, but some people don't stand for that, like us.
Money grabbing.
That shit is annoying, man.
Hell yeah.
So anyway, we got some time for that, but it was pretty big news as it is. So, and it's some Grand Theft Auto news. They released a new Tiny Racers update. It's pretty interesting. It's weird. It's like it's almost like the Micro Machines game that I had, and like was talking about last couple episodes. Kind of has that vibe. They brought the racing back to like a top-down view. You get power-ups throughout. It's nothing crazy. I'll probably take advantage of it because it's like double RP. It is kind of fun. It's almost like a mini game. And that's one thing I like about GTA. I spoke about this before, where like they release different kinds of updates. So there's so many different kinds of. There's so much variety within the game. When you play online, there's something for everybody. They have death matches, races, air races, land races, sea races, sort of twisted metal kind of thing. All different kind of death matches and heists. They got this one Terminator inspired thing where like you're a truck and everybody else is on a bicycle. You gotta outrun the truck. Try playing that and playing Terminator 2, that hospital chase song. That right there, it's just perfect. They have a wolf thing where like one player's a wolf and everybody's got to find the wolf and kill the wolf before the wolf gets all the checkpoints and shit. There's a lot of different variety with that, so the update's cool. It's not one of my favorite. I only played it for a little bit. It might be fun with more friends. GTA in general is fun with more friends. It's really hard to just go up there with random people and start playing with them. But what they're also doing too is, if you log on from now through April 30th, which is like 5 days from now, you will get in sometime in May, you'll get a $425,000 tax refund in GTA Cash. So it's pretty cool. They do that from time to time, where like you log in at a certain time, they give you a certain time period to log in from. It could be any time. It could be literally just you could put on GTA Online and turn the game right off. Within that time frame that they give you from whatever to whatever, and then it's usually like a week or so, and then a couple weeks after, boom, you put it back on, and it'll show on your screen you've been given X amount of money. Like I think in the last month I've got 250K and like close to 500K for no reason. So it's pretty cool. You just go on there, boom, oh look, now I can buy a car. You know, it kind of sucks though, because every time I look at my fucking money in there, and then I look at my bank account in real life, it's like, shit, very depressing. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for video game news. That's it for pretty much everything. Like I was saying, we got some wrestling news for you guys. But well, I don't really we have wrestling news for you guys because Raw was pretty much crap. But we've got a show on Friday. We're going to break down the upcoming NXT Takeover and the crap show that is Payback. At least we're getting like 2 or 3 solid, potentially solid matches. But that pay-per-view is just a throwaway. NXT is a whole different story. NXT is never a throwaway. So we'll talk to you about that. What happened on Raw, SmackDown, NXT Takeover, 205 Live. What our predictions are for the pay-per-view and after. And like I said, we're gonna have some music from It Lives, It Breathes, some covers of some surprise WWE NXT themes. So make sure you guys tune into that. And we shall be back on Thursday for a non-wrestling related episode. Just talk shit. All that fun shit.
Oh, I'm down with that.
X, you got any PSAs?
Yeah, no, I don't have any PSA.
No?
No.
You ain't gonna shout out Hug City?
That's probably a given by now. But any one of y'all 5 people who are listening to this want a hug, see me, hug me, and you get a hug back.
Word. Hi, Nick. Miss you. Merry Christmas.
No,
Thank
we don't.
you. He's lying. He misses you.
I do not
Look
miss
at his
you.
eyes. It's all watery and shit.
I do not miss you.
When he comes here and he doesn't see you here, it's like, oh, shit.
I do not miss you at all.
Shit. Like, I be hearing stories about people jumping in the train and shit, and I think it's him.
That's a lie.